Welcome students, welcome to the class. So today we are going to start a new chapter that is changes around us. So mostly we can see some common changes if we observe keenly. We can see some common changes around us like change in weather, like burning of the wood, germination of seeds, changes in animals, producing baby, growth in babies. So these are some of the I'm naming some changes. So we will study about the changes around us, how the change occurs and why the change occurs. So this is how we are going to study all these things in this chapter. So now first of all, if we observe keenly, there are some changes are happening. For example, dissolving of sugar in water, formation of curd from milk, cooking of food, cutting of piece of paper, that is you are cutting the paper, change is occurring na, it is you are splitting it into two parts, stretching of a rubber band, melting of ice, melting of wax, boiling of water, and many more. So these are some of the changes I have written here, but there are number of changes are happening each and every second or minute, you can say that if we observe keenly, only then we will get to know that these type of changes are happening around us. Now changes causes changes in, like what change is occurring, what change can make a change, you can say. First of all, shape. You can easily squeeze a balloon and its shape will change. You can squeeze the stress busting ball, you can change the shape. Now next is change causes size change. Okay, how? Suppose we are having a balloon. That balloon, if we blow the air into it, its size increases. Now position. If you kick a ball or if you hit a ball with a bat, its position gets changed. Color. Suppose if you have observed that if you heat a piece of iron in providing the heat, what you see that a red color will appear as it becomes hot. So this is the change of the color. Or you can say internal structure. Likewise, we put the raw ingredient for the making of our food, but we get a some good recipe. Okay, so these are some of the changes. Like when you boil an egg, it becomes hard and tastes very different as compared to the raw egg. So similarly, there are no in some changes some new substances are formed, while in some changes there are no new substances are formed. Now next, how the changes occurs, what does it mean? Reversible and irreversible changes. First of all, reversible changes are like melting, dissolving, can be changed back again, that is we can reverse the change easily. Those changes are called reversible. Likewise, if you blow a balloon, you can return it to its original shape by keeping it in the sun for a little while. Okay, so if you have molten wax, it can be made solid again when it is cooled. So this is a reversible change. Now for example, a growth, your body growth, can you reverse that change? No. So that change is irreversible, that is which cannot be undone or which cannot be changed back to the original position or original shape or original color or whatever the thing is. Okay, so like cooking of food, if you cook by putting different ingredients and you make a curry, can you change, can you make them again into the raw material? No, we can't. So these all are the irreversible changes. And in most irreversible changes, there is a change in the internal structure, that is the molecule that make up the substance undergo changes to form new substances during growth or cooking or burning. What is happening during our growth? Our molecules or substances are, we are going undergoing some changes to form a new substances. However, in some irreversible changes, the internal structure of the substance does not change. Like when a balloon bursts, there is no change in the molecule of the rubber of which it is made up of. So you can say we can put them in another classification, that is physical and chemical change. First of all, let's see some pictures. So this is ice cream, this is juice, and we had made it into ice cream. So this is a reversible change. We can again melt it and can be converted into juice. Melted chocolate, it can also be molded into the same original form. The hardening of the egg, boiling of the egg, it cannot be changed into the raw egg, so it is irreversible. Burning of the wood, can you change the burnt coal into the wood from which it is burned? No. Rusting of iron, molten wax. So these are some of the few examples for reversible and irreversible changes. Now again, we will classify these changes under two categories, like physical changes and chemical changes. Physical change, it is a change in which no new substance is formed. Suppose if I ask you to cut a paper, you cut a paper, is there any new substance formed? No, paper is just a paper. Its shape is changed, its structure is changed, but its internal properties are not changed, its molecules are not changed, so it remains the same. For example, if it is a stretching of a rubber band, suppose I ask you to stretch a rubber band, you can stretch, and when you leave the stretched rubber, it will come into, or it will regain its size or shape, you can say. So their physical change is a change in which no new substance is formed. The physical properties, just the physical appearance properties which can be touched, like shape, size, state, etc. changes, not the internal structure. So some of examples are kicking of a ball, heating substances, freezing of water. So if heating of the substances, when a piece of iron is heated, it expands. Similarly, liquid expands on heating. Like if you are boiling a water, what you can see? After some time the water comes out. So this is water is expanding. So this change in size or this increase in size is known as expansion. Now, most of the physical changes are reversible. Reversible means that we can again put them into that same original shape or size, like melting of ice. If ice melts, we can freeze it later on. Boiling of water, we can freeze by the condensation process, we can get the water vapors. Stretching of a rubber band, if we leave the rubber band, it will regain its shape. So all these changes are reversible, that is, they can be put into their original shape. Okay, now our next is chemical change. So in a chemical change, a chemical reaction occurs and a new products are formed. In physical change, no products are forming, no new substances are forming. But in chemical change, a new substance is forming, like burning of wood. If we burn a wood, what we get? We get some ash, we get the coal. So all these are the new substances which cannot be again returned into their original forms. Like mixing vinegar and baking soda, fireworks. There is some reaction is happening in between the we are providing heat by lightning with the matchstick, and some reactions are happening, and we get the sound and light in the while the burning of the crackers. Now, a chemical change is a change in which new substances are formed. A chemical change is also called a chemical reaction. Substances participating in the reaction are known as reactants, while the new substances which are formed are known as products. For example, rusting of iron, burning of wood, formation of curd from milk. If we put a small quantity of milk, curd in the milk, after 24 hours we can easily see that milk is formed into a curd. So that is new substance is formed. Now Since the new substances with different molecules are formed during chemical reaction, so most of the chemical changes are therefore permanent and irreversible. Just take the example of growth in plants or animals. What happens to the food you eat? It is absorbed by the body, some reactions are happening, it is used to nourish our body. So, the substances that make up a cell are different from the substances present in food. So, with the reactions, new substances are formed. So, these all the changes, a chemical change occurs when a chemical reaction take place, and all these new substances formed are having different molecules during the chemical reaction, and it is not easy to get back to the original substances. Now some differences I have given here. A physical change is a type of change in which no new substances is formed. For example, when a water is frozen into ice, its constituent particles get stuck together, so it changes into ice, but it is still H2O, or you can say it is still a water. Properties are not changed. While in chemical change, a new substance is formed like burning of paper. We get ash and carbon dioxide, which is a very new substance, as it is no more a paper or a, so burning of a paper we can say it's a chemical change. So physical change is reversible. Likewise, we can convert it into the original form, like when water is converted to ice on decreasing the temperature, or if we increase the temperature again, ice will melt into the water again. But chemical change is an irreversible change. Like when we burn a paper to obtain the ash, we can't get the paper back, or we can't unburn it. So these are some of the few differences between physical changes and chemical changes. Now you can easily see lighting a match is a chemical process. We need to give some heat. We have to put some power into it to light a matchstick. Melting of a chocolate, it can again regain its same shape, so it is a physical process. Freezing water to make ice is a physical process. Frying an egg is a chemical process, as we can't make it return to the raw egg, or we can't change the shape again into the raw egg. Mixing paint is to make a new color is a chemical process. We can't, if we are mixing the two colors and the color formed, we cannot again get the colors from which that color is formed. Now, changes when different substances are mixed. So, if when substances are mixed, it can result in a physical change or a chemical change. When we take some new substances and when we mix them, it can be a physical change, it can be a chemical change. Let's see how. This depends on the substances that are mixed, also on the condition under which they are mixed. For example, when salt is mixed with water, it dissolves, forming a solution, and we can get back the solution by evaporation of the water, and the water by condensation of water vapor. So it is a physical change, as salt do not undergo any change, that is its properties are not changed. But when a lemon is mixed with washing soda, a gas, that is carbon dioxide, is formed along with the other products. The other products cannot be reversed. So in this reaction, when lemon juice is mixed with washing soda, we get a carbon dioxide along with the other objects, but we cannot undo these changes. That is, we can't get again the lemon differently and washing soda differently. We cannot separate them. Now, some more examples of physical and chemical changes are boiling, evaporation, condensation. So, solid, when we give them heat, it is converted into liquid, then it is converted into the gas. So, by evaporation, we can again change it into the solid. So, rusting of iron, when the iron is left for the when iron is exposed, actually not left, when iron is exposed into the humid air under oxygen or hydrogen water molecule, hydrogen H2O, you can say, a brown substance is deposits on it, and this slowly eats up or corrodes the iron. It is found that this brown substance, I hope you already have seen these kind of stains over some iron chains or some iron substances. So this brown color substance is called the rust, and this process is called the rusting. Melting of solid, like melting of ice. Burning of a candle, so burning of a candle. So these are few changes that occurs, and I want you to find out whether they are reversible or irreversible by doing some research. It's up to you how you are going to find it out. I'll ask in the query class. Thank you students, thank you for listening.